and welcome back to my channel. This is Charming Raindrops and I am Vicky as usual. So we are going to set up my December want to read list, or TBR, and I tend to do this as a dashboard in my journal. If you followed me for a little while, you will know this is how I've started doing it. If you haven't, then why not subscribe and join the fun? If you've been here before, thank you very much for coming back. I apologise in advance that I am a little bit snuffly today. I seem to have picked up a little cold from somewhere. There seems to be something hanging about or going around, but we can't help it this time of year. But I do apologise if that annoys you. So we're on day 3, 4. I'm losing count on Vlogmas, but we're gonna do a video every day while we're in Vlogmas. But anyway, it's December. Let's have a look at the list of things I want to read. So the first thing I'm going to do is I love my my month markers. So this one is December and it's got a little bit of a Christmassy theme to it. Of course it does. And then yeah, so this month I'm not setting myself anything to actually read. I've got a lot of things that are coming over from last month, and I've also got the Christmas Bookopoly books, which we'll see those in a moment as to what came out of Christmas Bookopoly this month. And also I want to try and do a video, this happens much later in December, where I try and see how many book series I can complete off my spreadsheet in 24 hours. So we're not going to be reading for 24 hours, I'm setting a timer for 24 hours. Because I don't think I could read for 24 hours, I think it would finish me off. So I'm literally just this month, because of all of that, I'm literally moving across the reads that I didn't get around to last month because I found extra stuff to read or was given books instead. So the main ones on this list is Wicked. I'm halfway through Wicked. I'm listening to it. It was amazing. And the film was amazing. If anyone wants to go and see it, it was absolutely... I really enjoyed it. I mean, the audience gave a round of applause at the end. I mean, what could be better? So the next book on the list is Sing. That is the autobiography of Caroline Redmond Lusher, who is the founder, owner of Rock Choir. And Rock Choir has a special place in my heart. And it's musical, so I'm going to be reading that. So I've still got my 2 library books out that I've renewed again. So this time I'm going to read them. I'm determined. So that's The House on the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune and Bride by Ali Hazelwood. If I don't read them this time, they're just going to have to go back and I'll have to order them in another time because I'm running out of time for most things. But if I'm not going to read them in a sensible time frame, you know, I should really be letting other people read them if they want to. So that's the left hand side at the moment. Obviously I can add books to it if I feel that I want to, because it's an extra reads list, so anything I think I want to read that's extra will go on this list as well. I also still want to read Till Death Do Us Part. The second one is now out and I'm still very excited to read the first one. But you know, we'll just hopefully, fingers crossed, this month will be the month. Because I've not added too much to my let's read pile. Hopefully that means that I might actually get through this list, which will be an added bonus. So I've left some space for some headings because I haven't printed the stickers for those yet. So I will be doing it. So these are my Bookopoly rolls. So the first one was a library book because I technically landed on, well, what would normally be a train station. So the next one that I landed on was Christmas on the Cornish Isles. So that's one from the read and get rid of pile. So I'm quite excited because that means it'll go down a little bit more before I show you the pile in a few days' time. And before we start choosing from it to read in January. Because next year is the year to get the to be read pile down. So Sleigh Bells in the Snow. That is a Sarah Morgan and that is on my Kindle, I believe. So the next roll was a sequel, and I hadn't read the first one. So the first thing I'm going to do, so the next one wasn't a roll, and this is the Christmas bookshop, because the roll was the second one, and I need to have read the first one before I read the second one. Because I just can't read books out of order. I just can't do it. So then the next one is obviously Midnight at the Christmas Bookshop, because that was the actual Bookopoly roll. So the last actual roll was Countdown to Christmas, and that was a Jo Thomas book, which I do love a good Jo Thomas book. She always does a Christmas one and a summer one. And this was one of her Christmas ones from a couple of years ago, and I've got it on Kindle. Then the other one is The Christmas Cottage, and this one is a rollover from last month, because I've ordered it in and it hasn't arrived yet, probably because there's either a huge waiting list on it, or it got published not that long ago, so it's probably taking a little bit of time for it to get where it needs to be. So I've already worked out from my spreadsheet which sequels I want to read, or what series I want to finish in the 24 hours. It definitely comes out later in the month. So I've chosen Finally Mine, which is the Lucy Score, the second one in the series, and then the last one, which is Protecting What's Mine. So they're both Lucy Scores for the Benevolence series, I believe. So the third one is The Last Sun Lion. This is a trilogy. I'm not sure if there's going to be another one. It might just be that it is a trilogy, but there are only 3 at the moment. And that's by Lee Newberry. The next thing I've signed up to do is to finish the Heartstopper set, because once I've finished, well, I say finished, there's a 6th one ready to come out at some point. But if I can read to 5, which is up to date, then I can start watching the series on Netflix, which is the plan. So I am on I'm about to read volume 3, so I've put on 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so the second to last one is Shadow Stitch, and this is a second one in the series after Threadneedle by Carrie Thomas. I absolutely loved this, and it's all about, well, it's all about sewing. It's got a little bit of an implication of that, which is why I love it. And then Dance to the Death, which is the second Shirley Ballas book. I read the first one in September while I was on annual leave, so the second one's now come out, and I've borrowed that from my local library, so I'm adding that one to the list. So we'll see how many of those I get through in the 24-hour timer, but that video is coming out, I think it's a couple of days before Christmas, because we need to give me time to actually do some reading. So as per usual, we're going to get the amazing stickers out. I always generally put them out first to plan where they're going to go, and then we can stick them down and make our pages very Christmassy. So that's what I've decided to read while I'm sorting out stickers. If you do something similar, it'd be lovely to see some of your layouts. You can tag me on Instagram, charming_raindrops, and it would be lovely to see some of the artwork that you're creating, and whether anything, it might inspire me to do something different. I mean, and I'm hoping that what I put out inspires you guys too. But yeah, it's all about making it look a little bit Christmassy, and then it's just a case of working out what the topic is going to be for January. So at some point during this month, I'll be setting up my new reading journal, because it'll be 2025 before we know it. And I'm thinking this year I might choose a series of books and use that as my inspiration for each of these spreads. So that's the beginning of the month spread and the dashboard, the stats at the end. So I'm thinking the first one may well be Paddington. Obviously that's a very tall order, because it's only the beginning of December. But that's what I'm sort of planning. Oh, there's all my stickers. So I've kind of got to the point now where I've worked out where I want to put all my stickers. And then, yes, it'll be a case of looking at my TBR pile for my read and get rid of, because it's now a pile and I feel inspired to get rid of it. But I do want to read most of what's in it, so it will be a read and get rid of rather than a unhaul. There might be some in there that I don't, that I DNF because I'm not, although I think I'm going to like them, I don't. But at the moment, I think we'll just see how it goes, and we'll just literally pick one out the pile, probably using a random number generator, and yeah, literally we will read that. Oh, well, I will read that one, and we'll see what I think of it. It'll be an interesting journey. I know I've also got to do the same with the library book pile, so I'll probably have both piles next to each other and then just rotate the piles, because I've got a lot of library books out at the moment as well, and that's another thing, apart from the Christmas ones, that I need to try and get down in January, because I've got more books on reservation which may come in January when the books come out, so I need to get that list done as well. So if you like the sound of what's coming up, you know, if you haven't already subscribed, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified when I do future videos, which at the moment you're getting them every day because it is December. Normally, so from January onwards, you'll get a video on Wednesday and a video on Friday, so you get 2 videos a week. I try not to do too many because, you know, I do like watching people on YouTube, but sometimes it can get a bit overwhelming if they post loads. So at the moment we're getting one every day because it's December. But starting in January, it will be going back to what it was before, which is twice a week. But yeah, I will leave it there, and we will be back tomorrow to do something else. Where's the schedule? So we are looking at a book unhaul. So this is where I've been unhauling books off my shelf, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. If you like what you see, obviously you can follow me on my website and on social media. But take care. Bye.